Imagine a cable thinner than a human hair, light enough to drift in the wind, yet tough enough to stop a fast-moving insect in midair. That cable already exists. It is made by spiders, not in a factory, not in a lab, but inside a living animal that spins liquid protein into one of the most remarkable fibers ever discovered in nature. You have probably heard the claim that spider silk is stronger than steel. It sounds like internet exaggeration, but the truth is actually more interesting. Spider silk is not just strong, it is light, flexible, and incredibly tough. In material science, that combination matters even more, because the real miracle is not brute force alone. It is how much stress the fiber can survive before it finally fails. For scientists, spider silk is more than a curious biological trick. It is a blueprint, a protein fiber made at room temperature with water-based chemistry by an animal no larger than your hand. And yet its performance rivals some engineered materials humans spend huge amounts of energy trying to produce. The obvious question is simple. How can something so delicate become so powerful? The first surprise is that not all spider silk is the same. Spiders do not make one universal thread. They produce different silks for different jobs. Lifelines, web frames, wrapping prey, even protective egg cases. Each type is tuned for a purpose. Some need to be sticky, some elastic, some structurally strong. In other words, spiders are not just spinning thread. They are manufacturing a whole toolkit of biological fibers. The star of the story is called dragline silk. This is the silk a spider uses as a safety line and as the structural backbone of its web. If a spider drops from a branch, dragline silk is often what saves it. Scientists focus on this silk because it combines two properties that rarely coexist so well: high tensile strength and impressive extensibility. It can carry load and it can stretch without immediately snapping. What makes this even stranger is that spider silk does not begin as a solid thread. Inside the spider, silk proteins are stored in a liquid form. As that material travels through the spinning duct, conditions begin to change. The chemistry shifts, the molecules align, and by the time the material leaves the spinnerets, a solid fiber has formed. The spider is effectively carrying a tiny fiber-spinning lab inside its body. The secret lies in the silk's molecular architecture. Spider silk proteins organize into a hybrid structure. Some regions form tightly packed beta sheet nanocrystals, which act like hard anchor points. Other regions remain more disordered and flexible, behaving almost like molecular springs. Together, these two components create a fiber that is neither simply rigid nor simply soft. It is a carefully balanced material built for both strength and resilience. Strength and toughness are not the same thing. A material can be very strong, yet still break suddenly if it cannot absorb much energy. Toughness is different. It measures how much energy a material can take in before it fractures. Spider silk is remarkable because it does both jobs well. It can resist force, but it can also deform, stretch, and distribute stress instead of failing all at once. And the silk is only part of the story. A spider web is not just a random net of threads. It is an engineering system. Different silks occupy different zones, tension is distributed across the structure, and the geometry helps localize damage. When prey hits the web, the force is spread through the network instead of being concentrated in a single point. The material matters, but the design matters too. When an insect slams into a web, the silk does not simply stop it like a rigid wall. The fibers stretch, the web deforms, energy is absorbed and redirected. That flexibility is exactly what prevents catastrophic failure. A stiffer material might snap under the same sudden impact. Spider silk bends the rules by bending first. In a sense, the web survives by yielding just enough to buy the spider time. If you want the most dramatic example, look at Darwin's bark spider. This species can build enormous webs stretched across rivers in Madagascar. Some bridge lines span astonishing distances, turning a tiny spider into the architect of a suspended trap hanging over moving water. Its silk has attracted intense scientific attention because it displays extraordinary toughness, making it one of the most impressive natural fibers ever measured. So, is spider silk really stronger than steel? The careful answer is, in some comparisons, yes, especially when people talk about performance relative to weight, but not in every possible sense, and not against every kind of steel. The phrase survives because it captures attention. The real scientific point is better. Spider silk achieves an extraordinary balance of low density, high strength, flexibility, and energy absorption. This is where the story becomes frustrating for engineers. If spider silk is so good, why not manufacture it at scale? The challenge is not only making the protein, it is spinning it correctly. Nature does not merely assemble silk from ingredients. It carefully controls concentration, acidity, ion balance, flow, and molecular alignment. Reproducing that entire process outside the spider has proven far harder than copying the raw recipe.
Researchers have tried multiple strategies. Some produce spider silk proteins using genetically engineered bacteria, yeast, plants, or even animals. Others build microfluidic systems designed to mimic the spider's spinning duct, sometimes described as artificial spider glands. The goal is not just to make silk-like material, but to guide the proteins into the right structure at the right moment, so the final fiber behaves more like the real thing. What makes spider silk even more inspiring is how elegantly it is produced. Human industry often relies on extreme temperatures, harsh solvents, and energy-intensive processing. A spider does something extraordinary with mild conditions, precise biological control, and remarkable efficiency. It turns water-based protein solution into high-performance fiber on demand. That is not just impressive biology. If scientists can fully understand and reproduce silk's properties, the applications could be enormous. Researchers are exploring spider silk-inspired materials for medical sutures, tissue engineering, flexible biomaterials, and lightweight structural components. The appeal is obvious. A strong, tough, biocompatible material built from proteins rather than heavy industrial chemistry. Spider silk reminds us of something profound. Nature has been solving engineering problems long before humans had the language to describe them. Long before material science, before polymer chemistry, before nanotechnology, evolution was already refining fibers that balance strength, flexibility, and efficiency in astonishing ways. So the next time you notice a strand of silk shining in the light, remember what you are really seeing. Not just a thread, but a protein cable engineered by evolution, spun from liquid, optimized at the molecular level, and capable of performance that still amazes scientists.